what's really set us apart on things is we've set it up now where we're really, our focus now is we do 97% of our deals are done through wholesaling, where we used to be mainly fix and flip. So what I think what sets us apart is one is we're pretty well focused just on wholesaling. Second thing is we are completely virtual on things. In fact, I was doing virtual deals well before COVID was even around.
Right.
So, and I think that's really what sets us apart on that. And then another thing too is this our overall production line process that we've created.
What does that mean?
So, a lot of people don't. Again, let's go back to the business side of things. What I realize is that if like I said, I was in the business of this, I would have some type of production line process. So why couldn't I do the same thing with real estate? So I just set it up where I'm very focused on creating the boxes, like on an accountability chart, and then setting those people in those boxes, have an overall operating system with processes feeding that. And then that's really what we build everything on. So what it allowed us to do is in a position we are constantly, boom, boom, doing deals. I'll never forget, this kind of a quick thing is I learned this years ago from a gentleman that took a business to up to over 300 million a year. It wasn't real estate on things. But one of the things he said really sticks with me was, how does a business sound that is functioning well, on the production process, or and he said most businesses you hear them going like this, boom, 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 boom. It's just a fluctuation. He says a well-oiled machine should be going boom, 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 over and over again, and you can that is a scalable model. And so I really started applying that into the business, and that's really set us apart a lot in our marketplace, where we can constantly produce big results over and over again. And we've also, this is something really big that I think listeners need to listen to, is something, what you call putting constraints on your business.
What kind of constraints?
So I look at it, if I can't, Steve, let me share with you just it's kind of going through different phases of your business. When you first start off, you're typically in your launch phase, right? So you're launching into your business, just getting things rolling. Very short period of time, if you're lucky on things and you work your ass off, you'll get to the point where you'll get into the growth phase. And you'll start growing. And that's when you start adding some people, you add some processes on things, your revenue's starting to increase a little bit. But then you get to the point where it starts capping out. And I see this with a lot of people, a lot of students I work with, and my coaching and everything else. And I see that where people cap out. A lot of times in this business, it might be 300 to 500,000 a year, depending on your market.
Yeah.
And they'll cap out on things. And then what happens is they're in that position, and then all of a sudden they go, man, I'm ready to scale. And then they scale it, and they try to scale, and it just all collapses. Well, they forgot one of the most important phases, because you got launch, then you go into growth phase, and then they're trying to go to scale phase. But one of the phases they forgot about was constraints. And that's one of the most important ones, because what happens in the constraint phase, you're going through and you start thinking about all the things that you need to start putting constraints on you and your business, like you shouldn't be doing anymore. Like, if you're going to grow, you can't be doing all these things yourself. And as well as another thing too that I found out was, think about this. This is where I see a lot of people struggle, is they go in and they're trying to create this production line process. But imagine running a production line. Just think about it for automobiles. And let's say you're running one style of car down it, and then in the midst of the production line, you decide you want to do trucks. Is that going to throw off a production line?
It's going to throw off the production line. It's going to piss off your team.
Yeah. So, but we do it all the time.
We do.
Okay. So I started seeing this all the time, and I thought, if you really want to scale this thing out, create a production line for wholesaling, create a production line for retail flips. But you got to make sure that all those processes are laid out. So that's what happened. And you start putting these constraints on. It's like, and I think about it for my COO, Ashley. I empower her to basically set things up where she knows that the deals, here's the deals, here's the numbers. She already has that preset, Steve, where she knows all that, all these parameters. I can step out, and now those constraints are in place, and she can do it over and over again as fast as possible.
Right.
Because most of us in this business, what happens, the deals come in, and then we're trying to make a decision on every single one.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens there is
we get stuck.
Yeah, and we get decision fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing gets done, and the team gets pissed off.
Right.